Hi, and welcome back to Jenny for the Chopping Block, Recipes for Success. And today we have a remarkable human being and friend, Tamir. And Tamir, we're going to hop right into it. And I just want to hear from you. And I know it to be true, but I want to hear more from you about what makes the difference between, as a dog owner, how important it is for us to understand dog psychology versus dog training.
Hey, Jennifer, thank you for letting me be here.
Thanks for being here. I'm so excited to share you with everybody.
Smart. Yes, finally. So there's a huge difference between dog training and dog psychology. And even as a trainer, I didn't know the difference. And that's why I had, like, let's say, bad results. And it's something that any dog owner needs to understand, that if you don't know how your dog sees the world and you don't know what makes your dog happy from his eyes, not what you think that makes him happy, like what he can't train, you can't educate him because you don't know how they are function. So the biggest difference between dog psychology and dog training is quite simple. You see, all the little problem like barking, jumping, pulling, even growling or biting, they are all symptoms. They are not the real cause of the problem. And when I used to study therapy in college, and I used to solve those problems. My dog used to bark, so I solved that, and then he started to pull, and I solved the pulling, and then he started to growl, and then I was chasing my own tail with the problems all the time because they're only symptoms. When you study dog psychology, you realize that dogs have foundational needs, and until you won't satisfy those needs, you will always have a behavior problem. All the time, you will have a symptom. It doesn't matter what symptom. It doesn't matter if it happened inside the house or outside the house. It can be guests, fireworks, construction, anything. Big dogs that passing you in the street, can be anything that triggers your dog, but it's because your dog doesn't feel safe and his foundational needs are not satisfied. What makes your dog to react to that in this way? In the end, we need to understand that dogs are pack animals, and one of the biggest reasons for them to be a pack animal, it's because they need the pack in order to satisfy their needs. They can't satisfy their needs by themselves. They need us for that.
Yes, definitely. So, Tamir, I just want to thank you for working with me and Foxy. And I feel like, it's for the first time in about a year, she's my dog again. And, there's been a number of things you've helped us with. And I just want to thank you. It's been crazy. I love it. I didn't even think it was possible at first, but you really are, you know your stuff.
You're welcome, Jennifer. It was my, that's my passion. That's my love. I love to help dog owners. My biggest goal is to bridge this gap of understanding between humans and dogs. I love how Bob Proctor put it down. He said there's one problem in the world, only one problem. It's a matter of understanding. Because once you understand your dog, once you understand what they need in order to be happy, in order to be fulfilled, you can just do it. It's not easy. It's not hard because their psychology and their needs are very, very, very simple. It's not hard to do. It's just a matter of understanding. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Hmm.
was talking to my sister this morning about how, I'm not training her. Now I understand her behavior better. I understand what kind of behavior she needs from me to be a better leader. And just, those small shifts have made such a difference in like a lot of the behaviors. She's an older dog, so I'm still learning and she's still adjusting. But I love everything that you've taught us. And what do you think that, I know that you're into self-development, and that's where we met, through Goldmind. And how has that helped you in this journey? Because I know you went to school for this, but now, like, how has the human, mindset helped you in this space?
So I think that it doesn't matter what you do in your life, what you're studying, what you're working with. When you have the power of self-development, you will be limitless, and you will be so powerful. And it doesn't matter where our mindset is like a muscle. You need to work on it. You need to bring awareness in your everyday life to your mindset. What do you focus on? What do you think of? What is your energy? How your attitude? What people think of you? Not that you need to care about what people think of you, but you need to be aware that you are nice, that you're nice to people, and people, that just if you want to help people, if it's part of your life. And I found that training and dog therapy. This is how I started my career with dogs. And I found from Jim Rohn that he said that like a standard education will give you standard results, and a self education will give you a fortune. And then I started to see that I have my own that I know what to do with my dog, but he still has problems. So I started to get into self education, to read books, to do courses, to interview trainers, and to learn about dog psychology from a different place, not just from this um, standard education stage. And I realized that there's so much that we are missing, and without the self development, I couldn't bridge this gap. Because in order to understand how we need to treat them, it's not that I just need to understand how they function. I need to understand how we function, how our mindset's working. People ask me, so what do you do? In the end, I'm doing emotional mastery, you can call it, and mindset shifting. Because the biggest problem we have with dogs is that we see them as part human, 20-30% human. I treat him this way. And that's what caused all the problem that I had with my dog.
So
And
true.
yeah, yeah. So self development helped me with my life so much, from being up and down in my life, in my career, in my emotional level, in everything I did. And also, it helped me so much with my own business. And I fell in love with that so much that I actually now started to work with on mindset. And not just with dog owners, like to help people to go from point A, when you don't know when you don't know if you feel the way when you don't feel the outside work, money, career, relationship, when you don't feel it, and you see in your life you don't have a purpose. It's all, you will feel anxious, you will feel angry, you will feel sad, and all those emotions are symptoms. Like with the dogs, that there are symptoms, but the real problem is that you need to feel fulfilled, and you need to find a purpose. Those are the real cause of the problem. And if you want to have a permanent change in your life and in your dog's life, you need to go to the root. You need to go to the cause of the problem and not to the symptom.
Absolutely. And
And
it's just, it's like, I hear you saying this, and I've lived it. So I feel like, you've changed, you helped me more, you helped with my mindset. And I realized that some of the behaviors I didn't like in my dog were because I was showing up for her, like, for instance, with the kids. I was scared, and my energy was just like tense and nervous that she was going to bite or like be, do something bad. But once I kind of like was, changed my mindset and my energy, she was eating out of kids' hands a few weeks ago. And I was like, whoa, this stuff really works.
Yeah, this is their energy. I always say to people, like, dog's language is energy and body language. And if you want to be calm next dog, your dog will never be calm. Never. It doesn't matter what tool you use, what strategy, technique. what trainer you bring to your house, it won't matter. If you won't be calm, your dog will never be calm. And it brings me to the another thing that I wanted to talk, that you can see that in the last, I don't know, 10, 20 years, the biggest problem, at least in North America, that dogs have is separation anxiety. But
Mm,
go 20, 30 years before that, no one had that. Not even one dog. I'm talking about it with my friends and my family, and they barely know that it exists. And today, in North America, most of the dogs have pills and pills, and they all one day it just appeared from nowhere. It comes from us. So we need to, if we don't want that our dog to be stressed, we need to control our stress and need to know how to manage it. And again, pills and CBD oils and all those things, I'm not against it. I'm just saying that those things treating symptoms, they're not treating the
mm,
real cause of the problem. If you want to treat the real
absolutely.
cause of the problem, you need to go to your mindset.
Beautiful. And I wanted to mention also, like, I don't know if this is what shifted everything because, I had a couple of months where I was away from home during, a crisis. And when I came back, I'm still trying to figure out if it was my energy or like she just like thought like my parents were her new owners. But I noticed a change like the first day with you, like when I had the first session with you, and I just changed the way I walked her. And then I think that's when, because she used to pull me and be hyper and run. And, once you show me the right way to hold the leash, the right way to walk with her, I think that's when I stepped back into the leader in her eyes. And it changed the way we walked. It changed, like, she would come into in my space, and like, it just, I think that might have changed everything. That one thing.
And that's the difference. It's because you can take 10 classes with a trainer, and I'm not saying anything bad about trainers because I'm a trainer too. But it won't help you that much because you can open YouTube, you can open Google. You don't need me for the strategies and techniques. If you want to know how to walk with your dog and how to correct them or how to walk in the right way, you can open YouTube or Google or Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you will find those answers. But what you really need is the mindset shift. Just talk about it a little bit, few minutes, because it's very, very important for dog owners to know that I see it every day. I'm running every day with my dog here in the park, so I know I see people taking their dog for a walk. For us, it's just another thing we should do, right? It's another thing on the to-do list, right? Part of our everyday. But think about it, for them, it's everything. What they do in their life? They eat, they sleep, they play a little bit in the house. We give them love, but that's it. The work, it's everything for them. I see people walking
It
with
was
their dogs.
it was
Yeah.
it was everything for me for a minute when COVID first happened. I was like, and you
Hmm.
saw those memes. It was like, wow, we finally understand, like, just getting outside to go for a walk, like what it means to them.
Yes,
Like,
yes, exactly. But when you see people walk, most of people, I'm not saying everybody, of course, but most of people, when they walk with their dog, they have a coffee and a phone talking with their dog. They have a coffee and a phone talking with their dog. They're not present with their dog in the walk. They're not. And it's fine if you want to talk in the phone or if you want to drink coffee, drink your coffee, but you have to pay attention and be present with your dog in this walk because that's
oh,
everything
so
that they have
important.
in this life. Yeah, and I will give one tip about how to walk correctly with the dog because that can take out your dog stress immediately. Okay, think about it. If I, we all know the dogs are pack animals, right? We all know it already. And if I ask you a question, imagine a group of people that have a leader. Where he will be? In the front, in the back, in the middle?
I just thought of the wolf pack though. How they put the strongest ones in the hold on. So people, the leader would be in the front, right? I guess.
All the
Yeah.
time. The
Yeah.
leader
Yeah.
always walk up front. And when I see people people walking with their dog, and I know because I lived it in Israel, a lot of people, a lot of cultures. It's not just in one place. And every time I see people walking with their dog, it looks like their dog taking them for a walk. The dog is like 10 meters ahead of them. Now I want to explain why it matters so much, because when your dog walking up front, they feel that all the responsibility of the pack while walking is on their shoulders. So they're getting stressed from people, from bicycles, from dogs, from any cars, everything that's passing in the street. They will get stressed out of it to to see it, to smell it, to interact with it. So you need to take responsibility on the pack in your dog's mind, right? Because in your mind it's not a pack, and I understand it. You're just doing another V on your to-do list, which that's okay. But you need to be aware and present and make sure you take the responsibility in dog's language. In our language, of course, I'm taking my dog to walk. I'm with the leash. I'm controlling. But in your dog's language, if he or she are walking up front, they are in control. And that's the what part of the mindset shifting we all need to understand if we want to take stress out of them.
And it's huge, even like now when I walk Foxy, like she looks up to me, like she looks up at me, like, are we ready? Like, and it's such a different experience.
And how long did it took? We did one class.
It took it took a few times, but sometimes I have to pull a little bit with her, but I keep the leash loose in my hand. But that was a huge thing. And Tamir, I was talking to my sister earlier today because remember when you told me how the dog sits on top of the couch to get like above? And I'm like, no, that's not happening anymore. Can you explain to the audience a little bit about like what that means?
It happens with a lot of little dogs, especially little dogs, and I want to talk a little bit about small dogs. When they go up to the couch, and I ask you, I knew that she's doing it only by the way, like you describe her behavior. So I already made a cute. Height means a lot to dogs. So if your dog is always trying to be higher than you, going up to your pillow, try to run next to your head on the sofa or things like that, just so you know that they try to be higher than you all the time because you don't set the rules, boundaries, and limitations that they need. So they try to create it. I don't want to go inside of it because it's a mindset shifting that we all need to do, but there's something we all need to understand that in nature, bringing nature inside our house, we want to have rules, boundaries, and limitations. The only question we need to ask ourselves is who's going to determine it? Going to be either my dog or me. Now, what's the problem with that? The problem is that we want to treat our dogs like our little brother, our little cutie, our little whatever, which that's okay. That's okay. But if we don't give them rules, they start to create rules because they need it. They do it automatically. They do it consciously. They don't think about it. They just react and create it because we didn't. Now, the problem that happened with that is every they create rules, it makes them stressed. Because the ones that create the rules, it's the ones that have the responsibility. So that's why they're so stressed. You see that the most frustrated dogs are the ones that always free inside the house. You know those yards that you passing by and you see the dog on the window just waiting for every little thing, and they go. Now I want to highlight something that people understand. One of the only ways for us to know that our dog is happy is when they are calm. Why? Because dogs are in survival mode at all times. They can't reprogram their brain like us, right? They can't go to Tony Robbins event. I'm always saying that. They can't. Unfortunately, they can't reprogram their brain. So they will always be in survival mode. So when they are calm, they are still in survival mode. all there for them to be worried about because they feel part of that. They know they have a leader and they don't need to be stressed. So it's our responsibility to let them feel calm no matter what happened inside or outside the house.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I feel like it was hard for me, and even like explaining it to some family members, like how certain things you feel like you're being mean or you feel like you're being bossy or strict, but it's like the dog actually is happier when you do those things. Like having your dog in it
Yes.
to have a cage or like the cave, as you call it. It's actually giving them like the safety. It's giving them more than you think. So it's like a lot of it was breaking down some of my beliefs and around the psychology
Yeah.
of the dog.
Yeah, it's all about mindset shifting in the end because we think that we know. As a dog owner, before I became a trainer, I knew what dogs need. Thought I knew because I grew up with dogs all my life. My parents grew up with dogs. My grandparents have two dogs. All my family have dogs all the time. So I love to help people and I love psychology. So I went to study dog therapy and I trained my own dog. And together we worked and volunteer in hospitals, in special education schools, in different places, and it was amazing. But my dog always had behavior problem that I couldn't understand, even as a therapy dog.
Wow. And
Yeah.
Tamir, correct me if I'm wrong, but your dog, you got a little bit older, and I know your dog is like so well trained. How was that challenging for you? Because I know, like for me, it's like a limiting belief may have been like, oh, she's 7, like she's a Chihuahua, she's yappy, like it's just the way she is. But like even from I mean, I know differently now, but did you feel that as well? Like, was there a time? Your dog was older when you got her too, right?
hmm So I live here in Canada with my partner. It's her dog. So when I came, she was
Oh,
already 4 years old. And what made me to start to do all of that is because I needed to shift my partner's her mindset. Because when I told her to bring a cage, she didn't want to. When I told her we need to tie her, she didn't want to. But our dog, Sunshine, always freaks.
sunshine.
We
Sorry.
live. I remember my partner told me she left the house for 5 minutes and Sunshine used to go on the garbage on her bed, just freak out. She couldn't be calm when guests coming, no matter what. So it's work in progress. If you will hear her barking a little bit, it's okay. But just for example, I want to show you that at the beginning when we brought the cage, she actually chewed it and she couldn't stay there for a second. But there is a way for them to understand that this cage is their safety place. And I just show you, You see?
Aww,
It's so calm.
sunshine.
Yeah, it's so calm. And that's just see, even people that using a cage today, they when dog misbehave, they sending them to the cage as a punishment when what it actually should be their safety place. A cave, it's one of their foundational needs, is a place that the leader chose where they can be safe and nobody can hurt them. It's where they get their food, get their water, you know?
Yeah, I noticed like when I started trying to implement like that safety space, that cage setting, like Foxy loves going under beds. That's like her cave. But the cage, when you said to put the Kong in and make it like a safe place, like a happy place, not like a punishment place. Because I think all the dogs look for that.
Yes, and I want to say something about it. It's the cave, right? It doesn't have to be a cage. It can be a pillow, it can be a blanket, it can be a little house, what you want. But dogs need their safety place to be calm. Sleep 16 to 2 hours a day. You see that the average dog sleeps like a human, 8 hours, 7 hours, and people don't understand why they're so stressed all the time. So my recommendation is find a quiet place inside your house where not in front of the window, in front of the balcony, and let your dog actually rest the amount of time that they need if you want them to be calm. Let them be calm. Show them how.
Beautiful. Yeah, I just have so many distinctions like throughout these last couple of weeks, like, just knowing her needs, like focusing on like what she needs. Like she's sleeping because they sleep a lot. It's not because she, being lazy. It's like they sleep. They need that sleep, need that peace. And you can tell the difference when they don't get it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about also like one more thing that you. I'm sorry. There's just a little bit of a lag. So I wanted to talk about how I had such trouble feeding Foxy, to the point where like I felt like sometimes I had to like hand feed her. And then you taught me like how, dogs need to earn that, and how maybe taking her for the walk or just like it's just changed everything. And like, not giving her that attention right away. There's just been so many things that you've helped with.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
In the end, those are little actions that we can take that change everything in their life. Because again, their needs, their psychology is very, very simple. And like I told you, Jennifer, I want to say, like, before we have this interview, you wanted to interview me a few weeks ago, and I told you, let me please give you one class, teach you a little bit. You can talk for yourself if it works or not, because your audience, they know you, they trust you. And Foxy Lady, your dog, I just she's 7 years old. So it's not like a dog that we can educate and train the way we want to, right? She's been used for this behavior for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it shouldn't be easy, right? But this is what I say to do. I always do the first class for free with everyone. Why? Because I want to understand that the people that I'm talking going to put their dog needs in front of their needs. In front of their needs. This is what we need to understand. If you're putting your dog's needs in front of your needs, everything will be fine. The problem is
Huge.
that we don't know their needs and not making sure that we're doing it, right? Because we wake up in the morning and we give them love, 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 good morning, my sweetie, hugging, kissing, which that's totally okay. I love to hug and kiss my dog, but I know this is my need. It's not their need. A lot
Yeah.
of time I see people, I hug their dog and look how she loves that, look how she loves that. So let me ask you, why in nature they don't have all of this love and they are fine? Here they have hugs, kisses, toys, Batman coat, Kong, plenty of toys, plenty of bones,
Oh
everything,
my God.
and they're still stressed. They still have problems. Why? That's the thing. It's for it's our to get this unconditional love, which is totally fine. As I said before, I love to kiss my dog. I love to hug her every day. But when I'm waking up in the morning, first thing, I'm taking her for a walk. I'm not talking with her. I'm not hugging her because I know her needs now to release energy.
Beautiful.
First of all,
Mm-hmm.
that's her needs. Then, after I satisfied her needs to release energy and go for a walk, then I will satisfy my needs, which is hugging and kissing, which is all good. But only the order of the thing will change your dog's behavior.
Beautiful. Definitely. So
Yes.
valuable. Thank you so much for sharing everything and just changing my life. And, my dog means a lot to me. So thank you for everything. And I just wanted to ask you, because I know you were in
You're
another
welcome.
industry like for a while, and now you've been in this for numerous years. How did what drew you to this space from the last?
So, most of my life, I worked I had free flight tickets. I lived in Spain. I had like on paper I had amazing life, but I always felt like something is missing, and I didn't know what until I to Canada, and I hit the floor so hard that I started to look for answers. for myself, and also for the things I'm working with. The self-development people that we hit the ground so hard that we look we started to look for answers, right?
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
we found those answers. Let me know about you. You find a lot of your answers in self-development,
Through our pain.
and
Yeah.
and this is where so, and this is where I found my fulfillment. This is where I found my biggest purpose. That just, of course, bridging the gap of understanding between humans and dogs is a huge thing in the world to do, and I want to do it, and I will keep pushing it. But when I got into self-development so hard, I realized that I have even bigger purpose. Like I want to help people to go out of this place. No, I just said in Madrid or before that in Israel, I had an amazing life, amazing friends, good money, got to travel, which I love to travel, had everything, and I still felt like something is missing, still felt like something is not. I'm always trying to get excited, always trying to fulfill myself with other things and try new things and new things and new things. But nothing really makes me feel fulfilled. And this is what brought me to self-development. And now I want to help people that feel like that feel anxious, feel like they not fulfilled, they feel like they don't know what to do with their life, they don't know their purpose, they don't feel full, they don't feel whole from inside. You know what I mean? They don't feel like they are restless all the time. Because this is what I felt. I know how is it to be in this place, and I know this road from this place to this place, and I want to take people now in this
Beautiful.
road. Hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's gorgeous. And it resonates. I love that so much. Wow. And so what's next first of all, how could people reach you for your
So
service?
yeah, and most of the people just go into my Facebook page. I used to have a website. I have a website, but no one's using it because people want to see who you are, not just your business page. Because website is a kind of a business page, right? So on my Facebook, I have also I have the business page where it's all related to dog canine mindset. So you can contact me by message me, or there is in my canine mindset business page there is contact us, and you will get to my calendar. Just book a call. As I said, I'm always my way to give back to the world. It's to give this free call to anyone. You don't have to be my customer. We don't have to work together. You don't have to be my client. And I will still help you to identify the number one problem your dog has, because I'm sure that this is the biggest problem. We don't know the real problem. We think it's big dogs. We think it's a neighbor, right? We think,
Do you see her?
yeah.
Lexi, come say hi and thank you. Do you allow the dog on the bed? Come here, say hi.
In my house, not. But I won't say no to people that want to have their dog on the bed. Hi, sweetie.
Aww.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
What about the licking? I don't like when your
Yeah.
dog's lick. Is that a thing?
So it's another way to show love for them, but because dogs react by instinct, we can actually educate them to do whatever we want. How their brain works, we can actually educate them to do whatever we want. It's like us with mindset, I didn't want to be this person. I want to be this person. So I'm programming my mindset to be this person, right? If I want to be in 10 years from now or 5 years from now, a person that doing sports, that meditate, that's doing gratitude, that's reading books, I need to start to do those things today.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Yeah,
It's amazing. Well, thank you,
yeah,
Tamir. I
yeah.
was so happy
Thank
that
you,
you're going to be
guys.
the star. You're gonna be a star.
Yeah.
So
So if you don't mind, there's something that I want to say to all the dog owners,
yes,
your
please.
friends, my friends,
Gosh.
people around us. As you see, Foxy Lady, she's 7 years old, and I have friends and dog owners reaction that they say no, they are 10 years old, or no, this is their nature to be stressed. No, she born like this. It's not true. There is a solution for any problem. It doesn't matter what age your dog is. It doesn't matter what problem you're facing. It's not their nature to be stressed. And there's always a solution. So if it's not me, look, go for someone else. But you have to find a solution. Don't accept this
Exactly.
reality for
Yeah.
dog, like you won't accept this reality for you. You know what I mean? And another thing that I want to say, a lot of people asking me like, so how do you do those classes so online? But I want you to come to my house. So I want to talk a little bit. From my street actually that I met them in the dog park, and they said, yeah, I will see you tomorrow in the dog. I said, no, if you want to start to work together, meet me online. Why? Because dogs are pack animals and they need a leader 100% of the time, not once in a while. Not a trainer as a dog psychology trainer. I know when I will come to this my neighbor's house, I will start to work with the dog automatically and not with the owner. Now, if you, the owner, won't know what to do with your dog, it won't matter what I will do. It won't, and it doesn't
100%.
matter even
Yep.
even if I will work with your dog 50, 100 times, 100 hours a week. You need to take responsibility. It's your dog. You brought them into your house, and you have to be the leader. You're the fighter. You paying rent. You providing the food. You buying the food. You know, I told you, Jennifer, your dog, Foxy Lady, she don't understand that you're talking with me right now. And there's no way for you to explain her that.
Oh.
So your way to explain her that in her language. You need to explain her that in her language
Hmm.
by how you
Love
give
it.
her food, how you are walking with her, what rules bothers him, it's inside the house. You need to talk in your dog's language. I always say that don't expect your dog to Google your language because they just want, and there always be conflict there. It's funny, but this is what we expect. Even as a trainer, I didn't know it because I wasn't aware of that, but I somehow thought about it this way because I always talk to them like humans, you know? Yeah,
Uh-oh.
this is her language.
Somebody's probably at the front door. So Tamir, speaking of food, I know you've helped me a lot with her, but I want to hear more about. Do you have any recommendations for like dog food or like anything on that, like according anything in that realm?
So nutrition is a lot for dogs and for us, right? Our body connected to it. I would say if it was like 10 years ago, I would tell you like few companies. Today there's hundreds, thousands of companies that making a really high protein good food. But also you can go to a place that have, you know, can you give me the what you're not using or what you're gonna throw away or even cook that or give them some veggies sometimes.
Definitely. Yeah,
But
we do sweet
the most
potato and
important the most important is the timing of feeding. It's not just the food itself, right? If a lot of people I see around the world, they feed their dog before going for a walk. Before. Why? Because they want their dog to poop the food that they just ate, but it's not how it works. It sounds funny, but this is the reality, unfortunately. Okay, think about
definitely.
you.
No,
What
I
will
know
happen?
that for a fact.
Think about you.
That's
What will
that.
happen to you if you will eat a lot and then will go to run or to do or to exercise?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they have a purpose. They need to earn something. So when they going for a walk and then eat, it's like, I earn it. I worked for that. I done something to get this food.
And I know the
Yeah.
portions huge too. The portion control we were talking about too. That was like a huge one. Whew.
Yes, yes, that's another thing that if one of my well, I talk two symptoms, so it helps so many people seriously. When someone tell me that their dog have food 24/7, I know they're frustrated. When someone tell me that their dog is free in the house or the yard 24/7, I know they have problem already. Why? Easy, because if they have food 24/7, they don't have anything to
There's no hunt.
live. There's nothing to get to earn, something to work for. And when they are free 24/7, I know that you don't create the rules, so they create the rules, which make them stressed. So
Beautiful.
I already know that you're going to have problems. It can be pulling, it can be barking, it can be even biting. But you will have symptoms. I don't know which symptoms because each time it's different symptoms. But I know that the root is off.
Beautiful. And Tamir, I
Hmm.
ask every single one of my guests what their favorite food is. So I wanna get back to you and ask you. Oh, I have someone just text me a question for you. How come I'm not seeing the comments? Hold on one second. Oh, there's 11 comments. Sorry. Can you just tell me your favorite food, and I'm gonna read some of the questions. I don't know why I'm not seeing the comments.
So seriously about food, I don't remember the exact company because we changed few of them because dog had some allergies. But we feed her some veggies and we feed her some chicken, the parts that we don't eat. We put it in the Kong. I will give a recommendation about the Kong, and I want to talk about it. Not just the Kong or any other toy that can contain food. Why? Because when you're eating from this toy, it takes time. So eating slowly, which it's
Beautiful.
healthy. It's more healthy than to just chew everything. That's the first thing. Second, it keeps them busy for a long time.
Hmm.
Third, when they are eating from this toy, they can't bark, they can't do any of the bad behavior, right? So it's actually rewarding them for calmness. So it
Love it.
actually works for you.
So I just want to, Paz, thanks for watching. Love you too. My sister. We have 3 dogs, so this is going to be beneficial to get us all on the
Love
same page.
you.
Aw. Got a lot of love here. Just want to acknowledge everybody that's watching and thank you. Aw. And Angela, thank you so much. I didn't realize that I couldn't see the comments. So dogs have an instinct for love. I love that. And Angela's asking, I feed my dog after the walk at night. And we went
Mhm.
over that a bit about how it's better to walk her before the walk. And she's asking, I feed my dog once at night. Is this recommended? What do you think about that, Tamir?
So I know that puppies, most of the time, it will be better to split their food to 3 times, so they don't eat a lot at once. With my dog, I feed her twice a day. She's already an adult, right? She's 4 years old. But why? It's because I want to give her this passion for food, this purpose. So I can feed her once a day, but I don't, first of all, I don't want to give her a lot of food at the same time for health reasons. We talk about it, right? Think about you. You eat 2 times a day full meal, it's better to spread it.
I always
And
think of that because I feel bad when I'm eating like breakfast and then they got to wait like all day.
yeah. So it's the same for them, but also it's even higher for them because our purpose in life can be everything. Your purpose can
Yeah.
be to have a family.
Aw.
My purpose is to, right? Can be career, can be family, can be a house, be money, can be whatever. For dogs, they have one purpose in their life, and the purpose is that the pack will survive. How the pack will survive? The pack will survive by food. So food is everything for dogs. And if we give them everything in one meal, they need to earn it, they need to or then also for mindset reason and for a healthy on an emotional level dog that you want to have, feed your dog sorry, feed your dog twice a day, because then you create purpose twice a day, this passion for life. You take your dog for a walk, you give them physical activity, and then you let your dog wait for the food few minutes. Why? Because it's a wait is a psychological action. Dogs needed this to control them. They're to wait for the food. You didn't give them the food, so they know to control themselves. And this controlling themselves takes a lot of mental energy. It can release more energy than the walk itself in a lot of cases. So do this waiting exercise, and after physical and mental activity, then feed them, and then you create this purpose. Okay, like in nature, their mother, when they are puppies, their mother let them wait. The pack leader let them wait. They not just eating whenever they want. You know, in Nature Wild, when you see the pack leader eating and everybody in the circle around him, everybody's watching like that, right? Yeah, that's for a reason. There is a reason why they do that.
So interesting. I love this. You know, you got me so interested in this. I've been buying magazines on it. It's like so interesting. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
It is.
Beautiful.
And I want to say something. Sorry, I just want to say something that what we so much to create, because we talk about self-development and dog psychology and how it's all connected because of the mindset. So what truly helped me so much to create this program that I'm teaching people around the world is Tony Robbins says 6 human needs, right? Tony is saying, I work with hundreds, millions of people around the world, and we have the same needs. You know, certainty, uncertainty, significance, love, growth, and contribution, right? We try to meet them, and the answer is so important. So I created a formula with dog foundational needs, like our needs, but their needs, their 6 foundational needs, and how we satisfy those needs. And each of those needs, I break down to little pieces, making sure that we satisfy those needs, and you actually eliminate a behavior problem, because this is the cause.
I love that. That is remarkable. So cool. So Tamir,
Tony is super cool.
I love it. And it's crazy. This is coming up twice now today. So I love that. That focus on, that topic is amazing. And Tamir, I want to ask you, if you could have a superpower, what would that be?
If I can have, because I feel like in the last 2 years, I feel like I created my superpower in the last 2 years, which I didn't know. To be honest, it's to mindset shifting as fast as possible.
Beautiful.
So I know how to do it with dog owners. Today with people, I'm doing it not that fast as with dog owners, but I will get there as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Because that changed your life. You know, even your perception, how you see the thing. No, I with my grandfather, and he's like, no, the corona, and I can say that the corona, it's a thing, but it changed my life to a better place. So it's a matter of perception, which is a matter of mindset. Yeah, so I feel like I already have it, but my real goal is to do it instantly.
Beautiful. Hey, Dana. Oh my God, we have such amazing people here with us. Love you all so much. So Tamir, I just wanted to check in with you. And
there's any questions?
The question was really from Angela. I feed my dog once a night. Is that recommended? Does anyone else have any more questions you want to ask Tamir while we have him here with us? I have a question for you, Tamir. So during COVID, I just wanted to check in, make sure that I know you're well. We see each other a couple times a week with the groups that we're in. But I just want to know, was there anything maybe that was challenging for you, whether it was, with your dog, Sunshine, or just in general that you kind of broke through and maybe something we could share with the audience that could help them as well?
So another thing that I will talk about what the problem with the COVID related to dogs and why it creates problem. I also created a post about it. So if any of your friends, family, or whoever see this video, page, not my business, my personal page, and one of my posts in the last month, I think I wrote what the virus caused our dogs and what are the consequences and what we should do about it. But I want to talk about it just a few minutes. So one of the foundational needs for dogs is to be a leader. Now, in dogs' language, to be a leader is to release calm, and that's the only thing that it means. To release calm and assertive energy. Now, assertive, it doesn't mean to be mean or to be a bad person. It's just confident and to know what you're doing. There's no gray area in dogs' life. You can understand that in billion ways. It's super gray area. But in their language, there isn't gray area. It's only black or white. So a lot of people like leaving their dogs free in the house, and then they coming back and like, did they do that? Did they do? They live in a place for negotiation with a gray area, and they don't know if their dog did it or not. Can I trust them? Or should I? Or so just understand that there's no gray area in dog's life, and if you leave a gray area, you will know that they will do something because they need to create rules if you didn't create. Now, why did I talk about leadership? Common assertive energy, it means to be a leader in dog's life, because I see I'm working with dog owners from all around the world, and I see patterns. And one of the biggest patterns that I saw was that only interaction dog owners have with dogs, it either will be lovey, right? When we love them, when we hug, when we kiss them, when they are dog and we pet them and give them treats, which is great. And the other interaction we have with them is when they're misbehaved. And the only interaction we have with our dog is either loving or scolding. Mm-hmm. There's no common assertive energy with them. Mm-hmm. And when they lacking a leader, when they lacking common assertive energy in their life, especially from the provider, which is us, you will have behavioral problems. Now you will try to pull back, to make them quiet, do all those things, but you will always have behavioral problems if they get more love than common assertive energy. I'm not saying not to give love to your dog. Again, give your dog love, but make sure that the level of love is when people don't know it, and I know that people don't know because as a trainer I didn't know it. So when you don't know it, and now in the virus you staying with your 24/7 in the house, you give them like 5 times more love and scolding than what you used to. So if it was here, now it's here, and they still don't get what they need. And
it's huge. And it's hard to transition, like just little things though. Like I've noticed that I've changed. Like the one thing you taught me too, like when I'm walking her and there's something that could set her off. If I just look straight, or even with the kids, when I just look straight and act like whatever, she doesn't respond in the negative way anymore. It's interesting. And Angela, my dog knows I'm the pack leader. I love Chloe. Chloe's so cute. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So, I want to talk about it, and I'm not saying anything bad or good about Angela. I'm just saying, like, how do you know that your dog thinks that you are the leader? Because I heard this sentence so many times, so many people, and I'm not saying that Angela is like that, but a lot of people think in their way that they are leaders, but it's not in their dog language, because in dog's language, leader means only calm and assertive energy. It doesn't mean if they follow you, if they do what you say, it doesn't mean anything. And let me tell you more than that. If your dog is misbehaved and you started to scream on them, which I see a lot of people doing, stop it, come here, especially in the park when they start to run, right? So this dog is coming to you after this screaming and they respect you. Because their language, respect and trust, it's calm and assertive energy. This is how you earn the respect and trust. Now, when you're screaming like that, come here or stop it and things like that, you're not releasing calmness. You're not releasing assertive energy.
They probably think that you're barking with them.
Yeah, no, you just add more fire to you. I always say that because they are already in a stress mode because you scream on them and you just add more oil to that.
Got it.
Yeah. So I always say if you want a dog you be calm, be calm.
Beautiful. Tamir, thank you so much for everything. I can't even thank you enough. You've changed our lives, and I'm so grateful now to be able to share you with everybody, because I see all the time, like every single time I see or hear somebody talk about like their dog's behavior, I think of you immediately, because I think for me, you know, it was sometimes a challenge. I mean, my friends and family could attest, like it's, you don't have to live with these things that, you know, you could easily, just by changing your mindset with Tamir, like you could easily change, work towards creating better harmony in your homes. So
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tamir.
Thank you, Jennifer. And really my last message to dog owners and even to people, if you feel all those things, or if you see your dog frustrated, or you have behavior problems or separation anxiety or whatever it is, don't accept it. Don't live it, because it shouldn't be. We have all the answers. Don't come. You don't have to come to me. Go to someone else. But just know that keep looking. Don't I tried everything. Keep looking for answers for you and things. Don't accept this reality, please. That's my message.
Beautiful. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this interview as much as I did. And I love you all. I hope that you have a remarkable rest of your Sunday. And I can't wait to see you next week. Thank you again, Tamir.
Bye bye.
Ciao.